In this series, my good buddy James and I will be opening 36 packs or one booster box of a main series Pokemon set. We will then build a deck with our drafted cards and face each other in a best 2 out of 3 match. Regardless of the outcome, each of us will have a chance to improve our odds in the following episode. And each week we will open the next set in chronological order, adding new cards to our collection and unleashing powerful new strategies. Join us for this awesome adventure and welcome to the Pokémon Progression Series.
So today we're looking at Gym Heroes. Now this is the first of a sort of dual expansion focused around the gym leaders of the Kanto region. Now of note, most of the Pokemon in here really aren't that playable, which is really unfortunate considering how ambitious and creative some of the card design was. It sort of suffers from the same thing that the Team Rocket expansion did. A lot of coin flips or a lot of really gimmicky card designs that don't necessarily elicit powerful deck building. Now, a few of the Pokemon to look at here. Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz also has 2 printings in this set, as we'll see with a lot of different ownership cards, where because Wizards of the Coast took cards from not just the Japanese expansions, but also the Japanese decks over there that were built for each of the gym leaders, they took a lot of unique cards from those decks and put them in this set as well. So that's why we see duplicates. So Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz combos really well with itself. They both have Charge, which lets you put 2 lightning energy from your discard pile onto it, and they both have attacks that sort of respond well with that. The Rockets Pokemon are actually pretty strong as well, offering an alternative to the Haymaker style, as their attacks are a little bit more powerful, but they're slightly weaker. But Hitmonchan and Rocket Scyther are definitely a good combo. Lieutenant Surge's Fearow is also pretty interesting, as you can potentially get 50 damage off of just a double colorless, which is pretty impressive at the time, kind of sets a new precedent. However, what's really important in this set are the trainers. Brock removes 1 damage counter from each of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. They don't have to be Brock's Pokemon, just any Pokemon at all, as Brock is sort of a stall heavy deck. Erica says you can draw up to 3 cards, then your opponent may draw up to 3 cards. This also speaks very well to her playstyle, so all of her cards revolve around helping both yourself and your opponent, but in turn, since you're building your deck around the way you're helping your opponent, you can use that to your advantage. Lieutenant Surge is all about mind games. You can play this card only if you have a basic Pokemon in your hand. You can put a basic Pokemon from your hand into play, into your active spot, and then put your active Pokemon onto your bench. So it's an immediate sort of switch effect. Lieutenant Surge is, I think, one of the weaker ones, but something that I think James might be on, because I think he's quite fond of Lieutenant Surge. Misty, on the other hand, is all about power. You discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use her effect, but during your turn, if a Pokemon with Misty in its name does damage to the defending Pokemon, it does 20 more damage, kind of just a better plus power for the Misty deck. And last but not least, for the rare holo trainers, Rocket's Trap. It says flip a coin. If heads, choose up to 3 cards at random from your opponent's hand and shuffle them into your opponent's deck. So this is really crazy, and we as well have Gentleman's out of this card because it is just absurdly unfun, and this is part of the reason why we Gentleman's out of Oak's Revenge as well, because they combo really well together, and it creates a situation where you can get your opponent down to a 0 card hand, even if they had 12 cards in their hand to start. One of the things that was considered very annoying at the time is we see lots of Pokemon with undeserved rare slots, like Zubat, Goldeen, and a Tentacool. These are cards that you would never consider to be rare, and their attacks don't really suggest that they should be rares either. Although some of these cards are playable, it's just really sad to have them locked behind rare. Brock's Vulpix is a card that we're definitely going to be looking to pick up. Luckily, it's a common, so it shouldn't be too hard, but we don't have Brock's Ninetales in this set. But when Brock's Ninetales does come out, that might be the best deck in the format, if either one of us can pull lucky enough. Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu is probably the best Pikachu that we've had. Unfortunately, it does say Lieutenant Surge, so we can't combo it with Dark Raichu, which really sucks. However, moving along, we're pretty much done with all of the Pokemon of significance. Like I said, there's not really a lot to offer with the Pokemon because of the fact that they're locked behind their names, so you have to play them with one another, and it is very cool in concept, but it doesn't allow for creative deck building, which is really unfortunate. But we've got a ton of trainers here. So Blaine's quiz is pretty much just a bill. You put a Pokemon face down, and your opponent has to guess what its length is or its height. And if they get it wrong, you get to draw 2 cards. And again, we have all of the gym leaders as regular rares. And another huge thing about the Gym Hero set is it introduces stadium cards. No Removal Gym is probably the best stadium that we'll see for a little while, as it says a player must discard 2 cards from his or her hand in order to play an energy removal or super energy removal. So if either one of us pulls this, it's almost guaranteed that we'll see energy removal and super energy removal leave the format. Or no removal gym gets banned, depending on the circumstance. The Rocket's Training Gym is a good control card as it makes each player pay 1 energy more to retreat his or her active Pokemon. Brock's training method is a really good trainer if you're going to play the Brock deck, is it's just a free search for any card with Brock in its name or any Pokemon with Brock in its name, and I kind of wish all the other gym leaders had this same effect here. And then you have Cerulean City Gym, which has the opposite effect of Rocket's Training Gym, where each player pays 1 less to retreat his or her active Pokemon if it has Misty in its name. So that's the only clause which I really don't like, just because of the fact that most of Misty's Pokemon have free retreat anyways. So this isn't really a big enough stadium to make the Misty deck feel playable. However, Misty's Wrath, on the other hand, is one of the best trainer cards ever printed, in my opinion. What enabled a deck that we will see later on in Neo. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 2 of them, and discard the rest. This is absolutely crazy. Given the right circumstance, you can combo this really well with other cards. Lieutenant Surge's Treaty is also a very interesting card. I'm not sure if it will see play, but it says that your opponent chooses one of the following. Everyone just gets to take a free prize card, or you simply get to draw a card. So your opponent's either just letting you get a card, or each person gets 1 step closer to victory. Erica's Perfume is also a really good card, as it puts a basic Pokemon from your opponent's hand onto the bench, and then if you have Gust of Wind, you can simply gust it out and get something weak out of play early. Secret Mission is another really good one. It's basically Serena in today's format. The difference is you get to look at your opponent's hand. For not really for any reason, you just get to, because why not? Energy Flow is another really good card for decks that play special energy, because for each of your Pokemon, you may return any number of energy cards attached to it to your hand. So it's a way to get special energy cards off of nearly dead Pokemon and get them back in your hand so you can put them back on another Pokemon that's a bit healthier. Narrow Gym is the card that shuts off Wigglytuff, and unfortunately, it is at common. So this kind of shuts off the idea of a Wigglytuff deck, although I still really want to play it. It just makes it so that each player can only have 4 Pokemon on their bench. Trash Exchange is a really interesting card as well that combos with Misty's Wrath. You count the number of cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. Then discard that many cards from the top of your deck. So later on, this will come up. Otherwise, I don't really think it's that great right now, unless you're in a circumstance where you have really important trainer cards early on in the game. I could see this maybe being a 1-of in either of our decks. There's a couple other cards in here that are pretty good, but not necessarily worth mentioning right now. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more special energy, so yeah, that's pretty much all there is for Gym Heroes. So let's go ahead and get into the draft. Oh, we got a Ditto. Okay, that's pretty exciting. Now I gotta figure out what to use it on. I'm really stuck here because I think that with rotation coming up soon, I don't want to use my Ditto on something like Bill. So I want to see what we can pull from Rocket, I think. All right, so I think I'm going to go with Rocket's Sneak Attack. I don't remember how many copies he pulled, but it's a card that, whereas it might not get played this episode, from Rocket on up until we rotate next time, the second rotation, I think Rocket Sneak Attack is a good filler card to sort of just deal with any problems that we might come across as far as very trainer heavy decks. So I think I'm just going to lock in the Ditto with Rocket Sneak Attack.
Alright, spinning the loser's wheel, let's see what we get. And it's Ditto. I think I either want to get Dark Gold Bat or maybe a Dark Doug Trio, because I feel like they'd both be good for future decks. Thing is, I only had one Dark Doug Trio, whereas I would want probably at least 3. Whereas I have 2 Dark Gold Bats, so that might be better. But we'll see.
36 packs of Gym Heroes starting now. Alright, so let's flip them up here. None of these cards are really going to be anything that we're super interested in. Misty's Duel is a card that I forgot to mention here, but it's very circumstantial, so I doubt it's going to see. Lieutenant Surge's Treaty. Lieutenant Surge's Eradicate is actually decent. It's not great because it doesn't have a standard attack, but it is a cheaper Super Fang, which is pretty cool. And for a rare, we got a Misty's Poliwrath. It is what it is. So unfortunately, the big problem with this set... Oh, there's just random energy. I kind of overlooked that. Oh, we did get a Brock's Training Method, which is good. We're going to need multiple of those. The Secret Mission is pretty good as well. I quite like this card. Also, Sabrina's Venonat isn't that bad either, with no removal gym being in the format. It's a good way to deal with high energy cost Pokemon that your opponent might have. For a rare, Rocket's Hitmonchan. That's actually a really good pickup. We're definitely looking for more copies of that if we can get them. Let's go ahead and start flipping them up. Oh my god, you can get multiple. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that is unlucky. Oh no. I did not realize this set was like that. That is quite horrible. We did get an Erica though. Erica's a really good substitute for Bill because we're not opening, or at least I don't think we're opening Legendary Collection. So Bill will eventually rotate. When that happens, we're going to need cards that can help us draw, and this is one of our options.
Eric's Oddish, I like that. Decent pulls there. Don't want Dragonairs there, they're no good. Decent stuff, decent stuff. Not good. At least one of those would be good, so that's good. Victory Bell, yeah, I definitely want some Victory Bells. Let's see. Definitely want better, Misty's Pokemon. Don't want that. I also don't want to see energy in here. Bad. Trash exchange. Plains Quiz. That's not bad. I'd like at least a couple of those. They'll work. When the format changes and Bill's kind of like out of the format, it can be used kind of like a Bill because, well, neither of us really know the length of some of these Pokemon. Energy Flow. A couple of those going. Erica's Gloom, if I wanted to use that. Rocket Snorlax.
Nothing really special going on here. Pewter City's Gym is also pretty good for the Brock deck, so if we do end up getting good enough rares to play the Brock deck, then this will come in handy. It just makes it so that you pretty much ignore resistance while your Brock Pokemon is attacking. Another Surge's Eradicate, that's pretty good. No, Sabrina's Venomoth, not a good pickup. So Good Manners is a card that I definitely forgot to mention in the set review, but if you don't have any basic Pokemon in your hand, you can show your hand to your opponent and then search your deck for a basic Pokemon. So this is a really good way to get out of a situation, or just a good way to search, because if anything, if you have basic Pokemon in your hand and you have spots on your bench, you can use it to search out more. This is a good option for Wigglytuff. We got the other Erica's Oddish, which, no, again, that's pretty funny. Erica's Maids is pretty interesting. It's basically Pokemon Trader on steroids, so I quite like it. Erica's Victory Bell is also a straight upgrade from the Victory Bell from, I believe, Jungle, as now Lure is essentially its Poke Power, which is pretty cool. We got another Good Manners here. Definitely excited for that. And the Rockets Training Gym is pretty good. If we get more of that, we could possibly be looking at playing Control. We got the Trash Exchange, which is good if we're going to end up playing for Alligator in Neon, or even Rocket on. The Brock is also a really good pickup if we're going to play Control or Stall, as well as Erica's Maids. Pretty excited to see most of these cards in this pack. Lieutenant Surge, not a great rare. This is like the one I really wasn't looking forward to picking up, but we did get the Energy Flow as a common, which is pretty nice. Definitely one of the best commons in the set here.
Venonat's not that bad for a basic. Horsey's good if I can get some Seadras. Do want some Poliwags and Poliwhirl to see. Erica's good. Start doing the faster flip. Misty's Duel. Don't want to see Rhydon. That Rhyhorn's alright. Mostly because of its Horn Toss attack. But I prefer different. Victory Bell or Weeping Bell, good to have those to evolve into. Another one, good. Mostly wanting the other Bellsprout because this one's not that good. Also wanting the other Weeping Bell. Misty, there's the other Weeping Bell. That one I think is a bit. I think both Weeping Bells are good, but I want a good. I want probably one, two of each because they both have their use. There's the better Bellsprout, in my opinion, at least, because the other one has a bigger body, but your attack does 10 to yourself. I guess it down? No, okay, it's not down there yet, but where the Oddish is good. Raichu isn't bad, but I prefer some Electabuzz if I can get some of them.
2 energy again. That's really unfortunate. The Misty Tentacruel is also pretty decent. So the idea is, whereas it does have a pretty high attack cost, if any damage is done to Misty's Tentacruel, you can switch it with one of your Pokemon on your bench and then negate any other effects of that attack that did damage to Tentacruel. So that's actually a pretty decent option, and definitely one of the most playable cards in the Misty's deck. Another energy, we definitely don't want to see that. We have plenty of energy. Yeah, that's really not much to talk about in this pack. We did get a narrow gym, which is good, and I totally missed Erica Stratini. Erica Stratini is one of the best cards, if not the best card in this set. It's basically just better Mr. Mime, as if any Pokemon does 20 or more damage to Erica Stratini, does 10 damage instead, which is pretty crazy. We also got the Pewter City Gym, which is pretty nice because right now it looks like Brock is looking pretty strong. Not too much going on in this pack either, unfortunately. That's the problem with this set. There's a lot of dead packs. And there we go. We got our first stupid rare, Misty Tentacool. I mean, it is the better. I mean, actually, no. I'm pretty sure it's the worst Tentacool. It only has free retreat, so really unfortunate. But we did get another Brock's Training Method and a Brock's Golbat, which is arguably the best Brock's card in the set, and probably what would be looking to play if we get more copies of this. We did get. Wow, we got the whole lineup here: Erica's Oddish, Gloom, and Vileplume all in one go. Unfortunately, I don't really think Vileplume is that good. We'll have to see though. Yeah, we did get another Brock's Golbat. We got the Misty's Wrath. I don't know if this is our first one or not. If it is, that's making me a little worried. I want to see at least 3 of these in this opening, because that's definitely going to come up later on. We also got a Brock's Sandslash, which is pretty decent. Could be better, but it's still a good option. Oh, we did get a Rocket Trap, which is really unfortunate, as of course we did Gentleman's out of it, but at least that's just one dead rare. Also, Recall is pretty good because it lets you use any of the attacks of the stack that you have. So the basic, the first stage, or the second stage, you can use any attack from its evolution line, which is pretty cool. Definitely not a super powerful card, but it can also come up in certain situations. Oh, we got a Rocket Scyther. This is pretty big as well. I'd like to see another copy of this, just as much as I would like to see a second copy of Rocket's Hitmonchan. I'm not really sure which between the two is better. I'd probably be leaning more towards Scyther, but we'll see.
2 Raichus. 3 Raichus. Ugh. They're strong, but 4 to attack and then you lose all your energy. It just doesn't seem that great to me. Charity's bad. I don't want to see that at all. Don't really want to see that Tentacool either. Not interested in Scyther. Sandslash isn't bad. Haven't seen any Poliwhirls, but at least I'm only halfway there, so there's a chance for Poliwhirls. That's the good Geodude. I like this Geodude. Better than the other Geodude in my opinion. It's 20 damage. I thought it was 30. Yeah, 20 damage on this Bellsprout and do 10 to yourself. Not that good compared to the other one in my opinion. Rocket Trap, but we're not using that, so it's basically a dead pull. Got the Pikachu. Could be decent since I got all those Raichus to run it, but
we got a Misty's Cloyster, which I don't really think Misty's Cloyster is that good, unfortunately. And we got another Misty's Tentacool, but I think that's our playset now of Brock's Training Method, which is pretty good. So if we can get more Brock's Golbat, we'll definitely be playing the Brock deck. We'll have to look at our pulls overall. Sabrina's Gengar is pretty interesting, although, albeit, there's not any cards that support Sabrina really in this set, so I don't really think it's worth playing. But we did get another Pewter City Gym, which is pretty good. Oh, this is another rare I didn't want to see. We got Blaine's Moltres, whereas it does have the really high damage output, it also has very high attack cost. If we're ever playing just mono fire of some sort in the near future, we could probably just tech Blaine's Moltres in as a stall option. And we got two different Erica's Weeping Bell here, and Erica's Clefable. Not really a great card, but that's okay. Moving on, we're 2/3 of the way there, and we're still not looking at a super great opening as far as our rares go. Lieutenant Surge's Furo is one of the better ones. It's easily techable, so it's likely that this will come up in a deck at some point.
Hitmonchan, another Pikachu, Misty Starmie. I don't know if I got her Star use, but I do want some Misty Poke Poliwhirl. There we go. Another quiz. That'll be good later on. The gamble. Not sure if I'll use the gamble. The gamble's not what I thought it was. Lieutenant Surge. That's good to have. Misty's Wrath, good. These are pretty decent so far. There's the Staryu. I actually already got that. Eric is made, good manners. Another Moltres. I believe I'd gotten one earlier. Arrow Gym. Another Snorlax, Cerulean City. Gym. Another one of these. Some of these, so okay. Another Fearow. Those can be sprinkled in any deck, really. Since they are colorless, and they're also free retreat. I just would prefer the other Spearow. I don't know if I got the other Spearow, but the one I have currently seen was a 30 body. I'd prefer the 50 body. Eric's Perfume is good. Recall is good. Don't need the gamble anymore. More Goldines. No removal gym. I'm glad to have at least one of those, but they're not amazing since they can be just easily replaced, but better than nothing. Yeah, those aren't bad. Not bad. Okay, there's an Electabuzz. Only one though.
And there's another bad rare, Misty's Goldeen. Shouldn't be a rare. It's literally worse than Nidoran, which is really unfortunate. I mean, I guess it's slightly better than Nidoran because it has free retreat. But most importantly in this set, I'm excited to see another copy of Energy Flow. We did get another Brock as well. That's actually pretty good. I'm definitely liking our Brock pulls, but we need more of the high-end Brock Pokemon to really play it. Oh my goodness, here's the stadium. So we got another Narrow Gym, and we got a No Removal Gym. This is huge. Definitely going to be playing this in whatever deck we play until we have no need to anymore. Of course, when Energy Removal and Super Energy Removal get rotated. But for now, this will be our out to those cards. Oh, and this is a real stinker. We got one of the worst cards ever printed in Minion of Team Rocket. Another Brock Zubat, the one that's not a rare, so that's actually pretty good. Because obviously we need more Brock Skullbat. I still want to get more copies of it. We have 8 packs to go. I think we can do it. But so far, no luck. We just get a Misty Seadra, which really isn't that great.
I think I got a full playset of those now. The better Tentacool. Misty Seeking. Sabrina. I don't really want to run Gengar. Don't want that either. Another Raichu. Another Removal Gym. Got a Psyduck. Another Starmie. Another Victory Bell. That's 3. That's good. That's good. Oh, there's the 50 body one. It was a common, so I have to have pulled more of those. Probably run both of them, because... I mean, this one's 1 for 10. I think the other one was 1 for 20, but 20 more HP is pretty big in my opinion. And then this one can do 40, but potentially do nothing on that.
Oh, we did get another No Removal Gym, though. That's pretty huge. So that's 2 is really what I wanted to see of that. So I'm quite happy with that. We also got a Brock Scraveler, and I believe we already have the Golem, too. And these cards, whereas they're not super great, they're definitely playable. As well as Brock's Rhyhorn, just having 70 HP. So, whereas it doesn't have a great attack, if you can just stick around for a while, it might be good enough. And there's another copy of Brock, as well as a Brock's Mankey. We still haven't seen a Primeape, though. So we're still waiting on a couple of the big Brock cards. Not literally Brock. I don't want to see you again, Brock. We've seen so many of you. I'd really like to see a Brock's Rhydon. Oh, well, what do you know? We got a Brock's Rhydon. Ask and you shall receive, I guess. Yeah, this is the one that I think is really playable. Yeah, definitely kicking it up a notch. So now I really just want to see one more Brock's Golbat, maybe another Brock's Golem, and that might be good enough. We got the Brock's Golbat. Wow, fucking on a roll now. We also got the Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz, but of course, with it being locked behind rare, it's really, I mean, it'll be good in any mono electric deck we play moving forward, but it's really best paired with the other version of itself. I think that's our third Nero Gym as well, so that's going to be pretty good if we need more stadiums in the future.
I just like it a little bit better though. Magneton, not that great in my opinion. And last back. Oop. And another Pharaoh. I don't think that was very bad pulls.
Erica's Maids and I think our third copy of Misty's Wrath. We'll definitely take that. So I think we're all set on the Feraligatr deck. If I think all the pieces that we needed from this set we now have, which is really good. So in the future we should be able to play it. But we're looking at our last pack. What I really want is just one more Brock's Golbat. If we can get one more Brock's Golbat, I'll lock that in as the deck we're going to play, I think. Because that'll be huge. We didn't get Brock's Golbat, so I'm not entirely sure. Also, I think that might be our one and only Brock's Vulpix. I'm going to have to check that. If that's true, we might be screwed next episode. Yeah, we'll have to see. This was a kind of a stinker here at the end. Lieutenant Surge's Spearow is pretty good, though, not going to lie. But with that, let's lock it in, and let's get to the deck building, I guess.
Build a quick deck profile. We're running mostly a Sabrina's Haunter as our main attacker because it is 30 times the number of, well, Ghastly's Haunters or Gengars that are Sabrina's. So you can do a potential of 120 off of coin flips, though. Yeah, so we're just running a Mono-Psychic Energy. Trying to why the Tentacles are here is because of their ability to go back to your hand. They're just meant there to be, like on the first draw, to be put down. Same with the fossils, mostly to buy time until we get a challenge to bring out all of our Ghastlies. Bunch of draw power in the form of Oak, Bill, Erica, Misty's Wrath, and then to deal with all discarding, we got Nightly Garbage Run, Gust of Wind to bring out anything we want to really get a KO on. Energy Retrieval to keep our energy in hand, same with Nightly Garbage Run. Item Finder if I really need one of these cards back. And last, keep stuff out of his hand along with Sneak Attack. And then we got Sabrina's ESP that we attach to one of our Haunters, that when we flip our coins, if we don't like what we got, we can reflip them, but then have to use what we got. Mostly doing that in case we get really bad flips to potentially go for some KOs. Porygon's here in case I go against Wigglytuff, mostly. Or any type of normal types, really, but because of conversion, I can change Wigglytuff's weakness to, well, Psychic. So it goes from having a resistance to Psychic to a weakness in Psychic. That way, instead of having to hit all 4 heads to get a KO on Wigglytuff, it would just be 2. Much better odds. The Porygons will probably just die after that if, I use Challenge, fill my bench. He'll probably fill his as well. That's a problem. Wigglytuff will definitely be the biggest issue because of that. But Porygon will make it a bit more manageable. Yeah. That's about it. It's mostly a fast, hopefully win right away type deck. Not a lot, as you can see, to slow him down, so, if he's running a bunch of energy removals, might be some problems with me, especially since my Pokemon have pretty low HP at 50. But I'm hoping it'll work out.
Our pulls for Gym Heroes were kind of a mixed bag, but I think what we came up with here is pretty solid. So the core of our deck is reliant on Dark Golbat, which requires just colorless energy and only has a retreat cost of 1 while resisting fighting. And it does 10 damage for the cost of 3 colorless energy. It does 10 damage to each of our opponent's Pokemon. To pair with Brock's Golbat, we got Dark Golbat, which of course means we have to play both Brock's Zubat and a regular Zubat. I chose the Zubat from Rocket. Has free retreat cost, and I think it has a little bit better attacks than the previous Zubat. But Dark Golbat, whenever you put it into play by evolving your Zubat, you can choose one of your opponent's Pokemon, and Dark Golbat does 10 damage to that Pokemon. Plus, its Flitter just lets us choose any of our opponent's Pokemon and do 20 damage to it, which is pretty good for spot removal. We're playing, of course, the Dark Raichu, which for 3 Lightning, which is pretty expensive. For 3 Lightning, you do 30 damage, and then you flip a coin. If heads, flip another coin. If the second coin is heads, it does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And if the second coin was tails, it does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, really good. As long as you get that first head, then you're going to be doing lots of damage overall. If he has a full bench, then you can do a total of 130 damage with this one Pokemon, which is insane. Plus, it has a cheap retreat cost of just 1 energy. It does have a weakness to fighting, which I'm a little bit worried about, again, if he's on the Brock deck, but that's kind of why we're playing the Dark Golbat as well, and Brock's Golbat. I think they all pair really well with each other. Unfortunately, we only got the one Erika's Dratini, which is just the better Mr. Mime all around. Resists Psychic as well, which is another coverage option since all of our Zubat and Golbats are weak to Psychic. So this is a way to sort of stall out there. Its attack really isn't great. On a tail flip, it can do up to 30 damage. So it can be good situationally, but most of the time, it's just going to be our active whenever we need to stall for a bit. As for trainers, of course, we're playing the 3 Bill. We are playing 1 Brock's Training Ground to search out Brock's Golbat most of the time. We can use it to search Brock's Zubat if we already have a Brock's Golbat in hand and we really need access to it. We're playing 2 Energy Flow. This is a really good way to get back our special energy on Pokemon that are about to get KO'd. And considering we're playing Dark Golbat, I think this is a good option for dealing with that. Plus, Erika's Dratini. If we have a double colorless on it, we can save it. I think it's just a really good way all around to sort of conserve your resources. Speaking of that, we're playing 3 Energy Retrieval. This just covers basic energy in the discard pile, but of course it's a staple. Good Manners is a card that I added sort of last second. I think it's sort of goes along the lines of the Brock's Training Grounds. It just gets a basic from your deck at the cost of you can't have a basic in your hand and you have to show your hand to your opponent. So it is giving your opponent information and you kind of have to spit out all of your basics if you have any in your hand, which kind of sucks. But I think overall just being able to have a guaranteed search of a basic is pretty dang good. Playing 3 Gust of Wind again. I don't really think the 4th is necessary right now, especially since we're playing a damage spread deck. I think most of the time we'll probably be able to kill stuff on the bench without it ever needing to come to the active, but I could end up regretting not playing a 4th. But just in case, we are playing, of course, the 1 Item Finder, which is a big staple. Of course, I only have the 1, otherwise I'd be playing more, but this is a 4th copy, or just an extra copy of any trainer card in our deck. We're playing 2 No Removal Gym. We were lucky enough to get 2 of these. I'd be playing more if I had them, but this is just to ensure that if James is still on energy removal, it's not going to affect us, because that is definitely our Achilles heel with this deck. And kind of the main reason why I didn't play this deck last time is we didn't have a great way to out energy removal, and now we do. This, of course, doesn't stop it entirely, but it makes it so that he's going to have to discard his precious resources from his hand in order to play energy removal or super energy removal, so it can honestly set him back quite a bit. We're playing 2 plus power. This hasn't been in our deck in a while, but since we're playing a more aggro deck, this is definitely going to come up with our Dark Raichu, I think, just to be able to get those knockouts if we need to with Gust of Wind and a plus power. Playing 2 Pokemon Trader, another search option for Pokemon. If we have a Pokemon that's dead in our hand, we can switch it out for another. We're playing 2 Secret Mission. More than anything, this is kind of along the lines of Rocket Sneak Attack, which I did just grab a third copy of, but I think Secret Mission is just a card I kind of want to test out and use this as an opportunity to do so. Professor Oak is rotating soon, but I think that this is honestly kind of just better all around than Professor Oak because if you have a 12 card hand and none of it's good to you, you could theoretically discard all of it, but why would you ever do that? Because obviously you could do that with Oak too, but at least you'd get 12 cards with this. However, the real advantage with this over Professor Oak is if you have a 12 card hand, you can get rid of a few cards from your hand. You can get rid of, say, 5 of them. You know, your hand's too precious to discard to get a hand of 7. Obviously, that's not worth it, but you get rid of 5 cards, and then you get to draw 5 cards. So it's a really good way to sort of cycle cards that aren't helpful to you in the moment. We're playing 2 Switch as well. It's a staple in any deck, and even though we do have some Pokemon with 3 Retreat, and all of our Pokemon have cheap Retreat, this is still a good way to get out of sticky situations, or if he's on the Rocket Gym, which makes all Pokemon's retreat cost 1 higher. So I think it's a pretty good out to that just in case. 2 Bosses Way to search out Dark Golbat or Dark Raichu, depending on the circumstance. Just the 3 double colorless, it's good on Erica's Dratini or our Brock's Golbat. I kind of wish I had, I really wish I had room for the 4th, but I feel like it's just such a tight build, and I don't really want to sacrifice anything else. I already sacrificed so much to get this build as tight it is now. 5 Grass and 7 Lightning, and then to round it up, we're playing 2 Rainbow Energy just to sort of cover any ground that we might not be able to get because we're not playing Energy Search, which is one of the big ones that I really wish we had, but I'd rather play the 2 Rainbow Energy over the Energy Search in this circumstance since our main attacker uses colorless anyways. I think most of the time we'll have the energy we need, but I would rather have extra energy in this circumstance than the ability to search energy. I could end up regretting that decision, but I think for now, I'm pretty happy with this deck, and I think it really came along nicely. So, yeah, I hope we can do good. I'm really curious to see what James has built. Such a weird set, and it impacts the meta in such a weird way for a draft format. So, really excited for the game. I'll see you then. This is really unfortunate. Do you have a basic?
I do.
All right, yeah, go ahead and put that in play, and set up your prizes.
Why am I doing that? Are you mulligan?
I am about to mulligan, yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is really unfortunate because
I get to look at everything you're gonna do.
yeah, and this does entirely give away what deck I'm playing.
Yeah, let's see.
So
Is it Wigglytuff like I thought it was? Oh, it's... I don't even know what that is. Some kind of electric bat deck. What are you running? I would want electric energy. Doing some kind of like weird beat the crap out of the bench, I guess.
all right, and then you can draw 1 or 2 cards or 0 cards.
I'm drawing 2.
Okay, and I did get a basic this time. Although I don't have any complaints about it, I guess. All right. So we are now set up, so we're going to roll the new official trademarked D20. Do you want heads or tails?
Tails.
And it's the heads. All right, so I will be going first.
Fair enough.
And let's flip them up. All right.
You don't even know what's going on over here anymore.
Draw for turn. Okay, that helps me none. I mean, I can actually do stuff here, so I might as well do it. Got the double colorless, and then I'll just knock out your mysterious fossil.
Drawing for turn. I'll play this, and then I'll play Misty's Wrath.
Okay, I'm very curious as to what you're playing. Misty's Wrath is an interesting inclusion.
Would you like to accept my challenge?
So let's see the challenge. If I accept the challenge, we both fill our bench, right?
That is correct. Or I draw 2 cards. I'm fine with either of these.
Yeah, let's fill our bench.
Hey, you actually got the Brock Zubat.
It's the wrong one though. It's not. It's not the rare. I didn't get any of the rare, which I am kind of mad about because of the bad rares. That was like the only one I was kind of looking for. Looking at my deck, my prizes are not looking great. Now that one I don't think you can do, by the way.
You don't think I can grab that?
No, because you have to play it. Actually, I'm not sure on that. Because it says play Mysterious
Just
Fossil
play
as
it
if it
like a
were a
basic
basic
Pokemon.
Pokemon. So
That's why
I thought that meant play Mysterious Fossil from your hand, but since it doesn't say from your hand, I guess.
I think that's why it also can be played on the first like setup stage. It's like it's counted as a Pokemon.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. If the ruling is wrong, someone will
I gotta
correct us, I'm
shuffle
sure.
my deck.
I'm trying to figure out if there's more I want to grab other than these 3. I mean, I guess might as well, right? I'll grab 2 more Brock Zubat. They're also playing Porygon here. That's a bit strange.
Yeah, you just wouldn't understand. This deck is
Oh, it has
something.
free retreat. What the?
Oh yeah.
I completely overlooked this card. All right, what else are you doing? What else you got for me?
I'll play Erica. Do you want to draw 3 cards?
I would
You
like to
draw
draw
any
3.
amount. Draw
Yeah.
any amount you want out of 3.
Wait, it says up to 3? Oh wow.
Yep. You may draw up to 3 cards.
This definitely isn't the way I expected this to go.
Yeah, you didn't know what I was gonna. You don't even know what's going on. Anyway, I'm gonna gust out the Pikachu,
Okay.
and I must pass because this ghastly sucks.
So I draw for turn. I will go ahead and Bill. Let's get funky here. We're going to Energy Flow. I'm just gonna return the double colorless to hand. I'll play Switch, bringing out Brock Zubat. All right, and then I will play that double colorless and evolve said Brock's Zubat into Brock's Golbat. One last thing. I will play no removal gym, and then I will just dive for the 20, and then pass it to you.
I play challenge, but both benches are full, so I get to just draw 2 cards.
That is true. Yep, that is actually something I should have
Um,
considered. That was a misplay on my part. I didn't have to fill my bench.
I have to play another Misty's Wrath.
Damn, you're flying through your deck, bro.
Yeah, discarding. I'm gonna place the other energy, evolve.
I gotta need a reminder on this. So what does this say?
Yeah, I flip a coin for every ghastly Haunter Gengar on my side of the field. So 4 coins, and each coin will do 30 damage.
Oh, okay, alright, yep.
So in 2 heads, you will be dead. I'd really like to get the KO. So I
Plus power?
don't have. No, I'm gonna play Sabrina's ESP.
What the fuck? I don't remember what this does. I overlooked all of
Any
Sabrina's
Sabrina
cards.
cards. If I flip coins on a Sabrina card, if I don't like the coin flips, I can just reflip them.
Oh, that is really good. I like that. Alright.
Here we go. Roll 1. That's a tails. Another one. That's another 5 in a row somehow. Another 11. And 1 heads. Hey, I don't like those, so I'm gonna re-roll them.
Alright.
1 head. Tails. Okay, you're dead.
Yeah, that's enough. Goddamn. Alright. Alright, I see you.
I'm so glad I played that.
Okay. Picking
Grab
up
that.
speed fast here. I'll bring out Erica Stratini.
I was hoping for a heads on this double colorless if he has one in hand. If
Oh.
not, I'm looking for another double heads and knockout.
Well, unfortunately, you can't damage Erica Stratini.
I can.
Oh, because it's not a basic! No! Damn it!
Actually, I'm looking for a triple heads to knock you out because you.
I do resist it, so you do need 3 heads. So I'm still feeling okay about that. It's better than throwing a Zubat out where you literally just need 1 heads. So
Yeah, or 2 on a
Erica Stratini, whereas it didn't work the way I thought it worked here. It's still
You
my
read it
best
wrong,
option,
yeah.
I think. So I don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, I still have to roll 3 heads on it.
I will Pokemon Trader, put in a Pikachu from my hand onto the deck.
Alright. Are you getting another gold bat? Or
I
maybe a Raichu?
will be getting a Golbat, yeah. So Brock's Golbat goes to my hand. So I will evolve one of the Zubats here into Brock's Golbat, and I'll attach a Grass Energy to it.
Alright.
And then, unfortunately, with my
That will be
fucking
turn.
life on the line here, because shit is about to get very scary very quickly, I pass.
Alright, drawing. Alright, let's play sneak attack. Let's see what's in your hand. Okay, plus power. That's scary. Gust to win. I don't really care about that. Not in this deck, at least. Dark Raichu. Energy retrieval and another trader. What do you have in
Yeah.
your discard pile? You don't have really any energy you
Yeah,
can give.
none of these
The
trainers are
retrieval's
doing me
dead
much
weight.
good right now.
The plus power or the trader. You got a gold bat out because you wanted gold bat. So I'm gonna get rid of your plus power. I feel like that's scarier.
I think that's definitely a good call.
I will play an energy on Porygon, and I evolved a Ghastly.
You evolve a Ghastly, alright.
I guess we'll just try and kill this Dratini in one go.
Alright. Got 3 heads. If you can get 3 heads,
That's not.
you need 2 more.
That's
Alright, need 1
2.
more.
Okay.
Alright. So you
You
still
take
put me
30.
down to 10. I guess for sake of, in the event you have a Gust, I'll just evolve my Pikachu, although it doesn't really do me any good here. And then I will just pass to you.
Off return. Alright, I'm gonna play Psychic Energy on this Haunter. So I'm gonna go and play this Energy Retrieval. Rid of a Tentacool. And then we're gonna go and try to kill you.
Alright, let's see if you can get 2 heads.
one.
There's 1. There's
And
2.
you're dead.
Alright, yeah. Alright.
Grab another prize.
I will bring out Brock's Golbat, I guess. Draw for turn. I will play
Did you get
Secret
the plus
Mission.
power?
Let's see what's going on. This doesn't help
Tells
me
you
at all.
nothing.
This
It
doesn't
tells
help
you
me at all.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm done with looking at it. I've seen what I need to see. I will discard.
My whole entire hand.
Yeah, I will. None of these cards are really helping me right now. The trader, I don't
Good
really.
manners? You had good manners?
I did have good manners, yeah. This is actually such a bad spot to be in. I will very reluctantly put a
I mean,
rainbow energy on Dark Raichu.
putting it in KO for 2 hits.
Yes, which is why I was so reluctant. And then I will go ahead and put the 20 on Haunter there.
Put another Psychic Energy on this Haunter. Yep, I'm gonna retreat this Haunter and bring in the new Haunter. Yeah. All I need is love.
You have roughly a 50% chance.
I'm gonna play an item finder first. Rid of a Porygon and a Professor Oak to grab ESP.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be played.
that seems pretty good.
I will then roll the dice.
That's 1.
I didn't need it.
Alright,
You
so
are dead.
I'm just going to throw out the Zubat here. Draw for turn. I'm gonna retreat my Zubat into Brock's Zubat.
Okay.
The double colorless, and I'm gonna gust out your other Haunter.
And you're gonna kill it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out. So.
Alright, I'm not even gonna worry about moving it in.
So then I'll take a prize, then I'll pass it to you afterwards.
Draw for turn. Cool. I'm gonna play Nightly Garbage Run.
Yep, that seems pretty good here.
Bringing back. Yeah, so these 3 are going back in the deck. And then I'll play Bill. I will gust out that Raichu though. And then I'll play the ESP. Let's see if we get the kill. We just need 2. That's 1. Oh, I only can roll 3 because I have only 3 guesses. Okay. I don't like those, so I'm gonna reroll. Yes.
Alright, yep. ESP coming in handy again.
Oh, another knockout. Oh, and I meant to play an energy on this game.
I draw. I'll retreat. Almost unwinnable, but
Can I ask why you retreated when it doesn't matter which bat's out here? I mean, that one actually can attack.
yeah, that's why I retreated.
Oh, okay, you wanted to stay around just in case. Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
Alright, then I'll play Pikachu and put a lightning energy on it. I will pass to you.
A card. Play another psychic energy on this one. Play this. Odds are in my favor.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you literally only need 1 heads. Yeah.
Okay, you're dead.
Yeah, there you go. I will bring out Brock's Zubat, and then I'll draw for turn. No, I'm like fairly confident you'll get it.
Yeah, I had a Sabrina in hand anyway.
So let's see.
You have
I
good
do
PP?
get a basic this time.
Are you going first?
Yes, I will be going first. Alright, good luck to you. Alright, I draw for turn.
Indeed.
It's anything. I'm gonna Bill. I'll just put a grass energy on Zubat, and then I will swing in for 10, yeah.
Ghastly, play the energy on the Ghastly, and then it's your turn.
Draw for turn.
I will Pokemon Trader, sending Brock's Golbat, and I will be grabbing Brock's Zubat. I'll put that on my bench. I will evolve
Did
Zubat
you?
into
I'm
Dark
assuming you
Golbat.
didn't.
I'm gonna put the 10 damage on the Porygon there.
And then I'm assuming you're gonna go for Flutter and knock it out.
I do have the extra grass energy, and I will Flitter here.
Going for turn. Switch. And then I will hit you with Spook. Now you take 40 and you can't escape.
Draw for turn. I will Flitter here and do 20 damage to Sabrina's Ghastly.
You are dead.
Yeah. Bring out Brock Zubat. I draw.
Do you not have any basic Pokemon or ways to get many in your hand? Or a plus power? Or anything? I feel like that's a no.
I'll wing attack.
Okay, so it's game over is what you're saying. I don't even have to draw a card. I'll draw the card, and I just kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my game. I'll tell you where I thought you went wrong there is not getting out your trader for a Dratini. Even though Dratini could, was very strong against Haunter. Like, I mean, it resisted enough to stay alive, especially against Castly.
Yeah, that is
you should have
true.
traded for a Dratini, unless they were all in your prize pool.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate thing, though.
Oh no! That's why I was like, I know what you're grabbing.
I just had to double check, but yeah, the Dratini
That I
is in
have in
fact
my
in the
prize pool.
prizes. So yeah,
I
there
had
was
2 Haunters in the prize pool, and 2 Bills, and Erica. All like a good amount of my draw power, and the Pokemon I needed were in there. Oh my god! If that game went on for too long, I would have lost.
yeah. I mean, so like I feel like I started pretty strong, other than not being able to get an Erica's Dratini. Also, only play one because I only pulled one.
I think I
Yeah.
got 2 of them.
Erica's Dratini is like really one of the most powerful generic cards from that set. Like really one of the only ones that you can play in pretty much any deck.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. You block basics. It's like Mr. Mime, but a bit stronger in
Yeah,
certain
it's a bit
scenarios.
stronger in most circumstances. Yeah.
What did you think I was gonna be playing, or did you just build something and was like, let's hope this works?
Yeah, so I didn't really metagame too much on this one, but I was very confident with this deck going in. The only thing that I really feared actually was the Brock deck. I didn't even consider Sabrina like playable, but I feared the Brock deck because since like most of the Pokemon are fighting, my Dark Raichu would just get blown out, and then also since it's a damage spread deck, if you're playing Brock himself, then you can just constantly heal off the damage that I'm doing. So
Yeah.
definitely congrats on winning this episode. Next time we're opening the second half of Gym Challenge. Should be pretty interesting. There's some pretty powerful stuff in there. I believe we get Misty's Gyarados and Brock's Ninetales, which form its own archetype. So if either one of us gets good enough pulls in that department, I'm sure it'll likely come up. And there's more stadiums, a couple other good trainer cards to look at, so should
I
be
feel
a
like
lot.
most of those trainer cards, though, do fall off in the future because they're mostly centered around the trainers themselves, or the gym leaders.
Yes.
Unless you're Misty's Tears, of course.
With that, hope you guys enjoyed this very brief episode. We'll see you next time.